So we're here at the track now. I got my fuel, so I'm going to fill the tank. And next what we need to do is we need to prime the engine. We need fuel to go from the tank to the engine. And one way to do it is plug the pipe with your thumb and then pull the cord. And you can see that fuel would start going through the tube to the engine. And when you start seeing fuel coming out like this, you know it's done. One way also, one trick, especially for when the engine is new, is to just put 1 or 2 drops down the glow plug hole. That's going to help you start your engine for the first time. Next up, take the glow plug. And since we use an alpha engine, I'm going to use an alpha normal style glow plug. This is number 3. It's a hot glow plug. We take this, turn the car on its side, and put it in. And then I would open it just half a turn from closed. Okay, so we filled the tank, we primed the engine, we know fuel is coming through, we put the glow plug in, we left it half a turn loose, which will make it easier to pull the full start. Now we switch it on. Turn the radio on, turn the car on, make sure everything works right. It's a good idea to lift the car up off the table so the wheels can turn freely. And now we start it. Let's see. Attach the glow igniter, give it a bit of throttle, maybe like half, and it should start. Okay, I'm here to explain the carburetor for you. This screw here, this is the idle screw. So if you close it, it raises the idle. If you open it, it lowers the idle. So that's the first thing you set when you have the engine, but it's actually preset from the factory. It should be good. This is the high-end needle, and this adjusts the fuel mixture when you're going fast. When you're going down the straight, for example, full throttle, this is the needle that you adjust the high speed. And when you open it, you have more fuel flowing to the engine, so it richens it. When you close it, it leans out, so less fuel, and the car will be faster. And when you make adjustments, you should only turn it about 1/8 of a turn, so about that much. I mean, many beginners especially, they adjust it a lot, half a turn. That's way too much. You should only, when you adjust, make small changes. The third and last screw on the carburetor is here. On the other side, it's the low end needle. And again, the same thing, when you open it, it richens the mixture, so more fuel is flowing through. You close it, it leans it out. And this screw affects the low and mid-range power of the engine. So when you open it, when it's more rich, there'll be more smoke flowing out when you start accelerating. And if it's very rich, it will accelerate slowly. When you close it, it will reduce the amount of smoke and you'll have more sharp, aggressive acceleration. And the same thing with this needle. Only make small adjustments at a time. So if you want to close it, just close it about 1/8 of a turn. That's it. That's all you need to do. When in doubt, lean it out. Not really. Okay, so now the car's been idling for 2 fuel tanks, and the first thing we do is we set the idle. So as you can hear, the idle's a bit high now, so I'm going to lower it. So we lower the idle. it's a steady idle. And for the first 3 or so fuel tanks, we just drive the car back and forwards at a low speed like this. And after 3 or so fuel tanks, we could always check the temperature. It should be about 100 degrees. And then we start leaning out the engine. You can lean it out even more. And if I check the temperature now, it's still too low, so I can lean out the engine more. So now you can see the engine starts revving up higher. And it's gathering more speed. And this is about the 4th tank of braking now. So it's still not at 100%, but maybe like 70% now. So now we've already been running for about 6 tanks. So I can lean the top end even more. So now we can see some more speed again, but it's still not at 100%. And notice I'm rolling on the throttle slowly. So I'm not stabbing the throttle, driving aggressive, I'm being really smooth. And now as the engine is leaning out, the idle is raising up. So I'll lower the idle again. So I lowered the idle, I opened the idle screw. Now the temperature is about right, it's 100 degrees. So now the engine is broken in, now I can fine-tune the engine settings. The first thing I do is set the top end. So I'm going to lean it out a bit. It's getting close, but I can still lean it out more. Still not quite there. I always lean it out 1/8 of a turn at a time. I can still lean it out a bit. And now we're getting close to the best performance. So now we set the top end, now I'm going to set the lower end. So I run the car, then I come to a standstill and I wait for about 10 seconds and then I accelerate. So first you can hear that the idle is kind of high and then it gets slower. And then when I accelerate, there's going to be a lot of smoke and it's going to accelerate slowly. And that means that the lower end is too rich. So I'm going to close the screw a bit. And I lower the idle at the same time. Now when I repeat the same thing, it's going to accelerate faster. But there's still a bit of a hesitation, so I'll close the screw even more, the lower end, 1/8 of a turn. So now it's going to accelerate even faster again. And that's just about right, I'd say. So if I lean the bottom end too much, it's going to want to bog. And I'll show you. Hopefully this is too lean now. So now the bottom end is too lean, so when I stop the idle is very high and uneven. It's not lean enough to bog yet, but as you can hear, the idle is very inconsistent. The revs stay high, so I'm going to open the bottom end. Okay, so this is what a properly tuned engine sounds like. If I stop and accelerate, it accelerates quickly. And the top speed's high. And as for stopping the engine, Finland's best motocross rider Harri Kullas will show you how to do that. So you use the end of your screwdriver and stop the flywheel. Never use your finger to stop the flywheel, because if there's a scratch on the flywheel, you could easily cut your finger.